This is Howard Walensky for Skype, speaking with Valerie Becker out in Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts. And we're going to talk today a little bit about her island project and how Skype fits in. So, what's special about island people?
What is special about island people? We can't just leave. We have to take a ferry. We have to make an effort to get off our islands, for one. So we don't have the freedom you do in other places. We have to book a ferry, pay for a ferry to get off. When I first started working here in on Martha's Vineyard, I had a child come up to me and ask me on a map where is off island because her parents had gone there this weekend. That was fourth grade, and that was in the 80s. So I became very interested in in fostering ways for kids to get off island.
Well,
And so I started doing video, telecommuting back in the mid 80s. Um,
but okay, now you've just done a project off island, but I mean really off island. You're talking to people on islands far flung around the world. Where were you? Where were these other students living?
This was a primary project. It was 6 through 8 year olds, and they're usually in primary school. They do a lot with their communities, so they learn a lot about their communities, and they shared that with islands around the world. And there was Westray, which is in the Orkney Islands, off the northern coast of Scotland, and Hong Kong. Uh, we had New Zealand. We had a little bit with Japan. Um, and we had Fiji and Tasmania. Is that it?
Well, that sounds pretty good. And
Yeah.
so, I guess, did your kids feel a community with these people?
Oh, yes, they did because first we shared what we had learned uh, about our communities with each other. And so we had prior knowledge before we began the Skype. The Skype video conference was the last piece. Of course, when we talked to uh, when we video conference with, for instance, New Zealand, it was the next day, first thing in the morning. Their students came to school an hour early, and we stayed after school 2 hours late in order to video conference with them. So
So, what did the video add to the experience?
everything because they could see, I mean, it was terribly exciting, and they could see each other and talk to each other, and they asked just fun questions about, and because they had prior knowledge about the each other's communities, um, there was something substantial that they could things they were curious about.
So,
um,
what was the most surprising thing to your students?
uh, just seeing inside each other's classroom, I think, was the first astonishing thing. They asked a lot of questions about each other's schools, and then they asked, one child asked, do you know rabbit ears? And whereupon all the kids, both in Hong Kong and New Zealand, put up rabbit ears behind each other's heads, and so we learned that's international. So I
That,
think that was one of the fun. That was just the that was spontaneous and fun, and then became part of the Skype exchange.
so, can you do rabbit ears for me?
I can. Can
Fa-
I? How's that better? Am I right?
Fantastic. And so, have you used as the technology teacher in the school? Have you used Skype in other ways as well?
Um, I've mainly been using Skype the last 2 years for our. We did a big whaling. We did again with the a whaling project, and that was Alaska, Brevik Station, Alaska, Iceland, Argentina, and New Zealand, and Hawaii.
These are
And
all places that at least had history of whaling.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. So that was really fantastic because our class had adopted a whale and very, preciousness of whales. In Iceland, they hunt for whales, and it's very controversial. And we had to postpone one of our video conferences with Brevik Station because those are Inupiaq Eskimos, and they were going on their annual whaling. So when you take 6, 7, and 8-year-olds and they learn about cultural differences like that and actually could discuss it. It was
so,
extremely powerful.
so the school year is winding down.
Yes.
Um, any big plans for Skype in the upcoming year?
Um, Again, we're going to I think we're going to do farming with a multi-age next year. And then I hope to continue this mentoring with student teachers working with children. So it gives them experience. And I think it's important with Skype that when something sensitive like editing their articles, they could actually meet the student teachers and talk to them and get a sense of who they are because they were coming in and reading their articles in all stages of development. So
I,
that was really excellent.
well, listen, Valerie, I appreciate your taking the time and sharing with me, and good luck as you continue Skyping.
Thank you. I hope that was helpful.
Oh, it was, and I'll see if I can revive something with the kids too. So thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Nice
Bu-
meeting you.
Same here. Bye now.
Bye bye.